Good afternoon, everybody. Give y'all a minute. Oh, y'all in here. I was gonna give y'all a minute, but it looks like everybody's here. Um, Grab your water, get your snacks, because we may be here for a while. I got a couple of tickers from the earnings week. You can see from the episode, this is going to be about earnings. So we're definitely gonna get to it. Dallas, thank you guys. Everybody, let me know where y'all tapping in from. Is it cold? Do you guys have snow? I appreciate y'all coming in to be with me on the live while everybody's experiencing the snow apocalypse. So Dallas, thank you guys. Thank you for checking in. I know Dallas got a bit of snow, but I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all are staying warm and staying safe. But we're gonna get to it. There's some pretty big earnings this week, and I don't know if you guys are trading. If you guys are trading this week, or we'll be looking at earnings. Man, my dad, I gotta post a video. As soon as I went home this past weekend, MLK weekend, and my dad pulled out his ATV. He got a brand new one, and he was just like, proud dad showing off his toy. His old one was quite small. I rode it; it was good, but it was a manual. He got an automatic. For him and my mom to ride. It's got a speaker on it. That thing is sweet. So definitely, I understand. I got to get me one too. Kentucky. I saw some snow in Kentucky. I think I got. If y'all don't know, I did my undergrad in Bowling Green at WKU. Um, Go Hilltoppers, and I saw some of my old classmate posting. Y'all got some good snow. Arlington, I see the snow out there. Memphis, Bree, thank you for checking in. My family, they already showed me. My niece was outside in Memphis, on the ground looking at the snow. So again, yeah, Texas. I'm in Conroe, north of Houston. I did not get that much snow. So yeah, y'all stay safe wherever you're at. Let me see where's my earnings whisper. So this is for y'all here for. I'm not gonna go too long. Well, I mean, the show may be long, but I'm not going to hold y'all too long. They said 8 to 12 inches. We didn't get as much as they said. They said this was going to be the snow apocalypse out here in the Houston area, and people stocked up generators, buying all the food up. I had already gone grocery shopping for my family because this is what we do. We got lighter food, some more lighter food and charcoal, just because we grill all the time anyway. But I have a electric skillet. We have a grill. I have a propane extra skillet. We got backup batteries out here and everything. So again, definitely stay safe. Don't let them over exaggerate y'all with spending. I'm going to be looking for a generator because I know some people bought them and they're going to be trying to take them things back because we really didn't need it and they probably really couldn't afford it. So try to give me a generator for cheap. But yeah, let's get into it. If you're trading earnings this week, let me know which ticker you're looking at. If I don't go over the ticker that you want, let me know. But let me know which ones y'all are looking at. So Monday, we got a few banks. Not big on any of those right now. But Tuesday it kicks it off. We got UHG. I'm definitely going to be looking at them. Boeing, United Healthcare, not United Health Group. We got UPS. We got GM. I'm not going to trade GM, but I'll just take a look. American Airline, and then Kimberly Clark. After the close, we got Texas Instrument. That's all I'm going to look at right there. Wednesday, big. We got AT&T. And when you're looking at phone services, I'm gonna take a look at Starbucks. I just wrote this down with my last client, and I want you guys to pay attention and take a note of this too. Starbucks at the close, or yesterday, Friday, was at 97.21. So just take a note of these as I go over them, so y'all can watch them as well. But Starbucks is sitting at 97.21. Competitor, I want you guys to also watch for is Bros. And you might say, like, Chastity, why? Well, Starbucks has been around for the ages. Starbucks in 93, somewhere back here. So 92, Starbucks has been around and they're up 29,000%. But in the last 5 years, they're down 6%. Why is that? Because competition has come in. Everybody didn't think you could make more than a buck or two off of coffee, and Starbucks proved them wrong. But they also proved that anybody can come into this game and start making money. I've seen several companies, black owned, those that are not, I think like Seven Brew, the biggest one, Dutch Bros, who are taking up real estate in direct competition. I think it's like Rifle. There's a couple, Black Rifle. There are a couple of coffee companies coming up in competition with Starbucks. And if you look at it, All time Dutch Bros is just at 87% return, but in the last 5 years, that is 87%. And we can see in the last 5 years, Starbucks is down 6%. So that's a vast movement in change in price. So those are things you want to pay attention to. Look at those companies. I trade Tesla every day. Okay, Bree, we're going to definitely take a look at Tesla for those earnings. So again, Starbucks, we're definitely going to be on Starbucks. Wednesday after the close, that's the big one. That's where all the money is going to be made. And we really want to pay attention to the Qs because this is more tech heavy. You got Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla. For those that really don't follow, but if you watch my show and you saw me on Diamond Dave's show, he pointed out waste management, and I forget off the top of my head the other waste company that he was interested in. Not heavily traded, but definitely great to pay attention to. I don't know why this is like sitting like this, but we got Mastercard, Caterpillar, Nasdaq. Then we're gonna get over after the close on Thursday. We're gonna have Visa. I used to trade Visa a lot. The chain can be a little bit iffy, but also Apple. Apple can do well. Apple is just not a big mover when it comes to earnings, so we're gonna see how that picked up. As we speak, I have all my tabs open, and I'm on my new MacBook Air. And shameless plug, if you're looking for a new PC or laptop, I would recommend getting at least 16 gigabytes and 512 gigs on the RAM and stuff like that because RAM and the metals and the chip community is going to start to explode this year, and it's going to cost more to increase storage or to get uh, more gigabytes. So I just say buy it now, finance it, get what you want instead of going the cheap route. But you can get, I like Lenovo's, a few HPs that fit that criterion. But I just went for the performance of the MacBook. It upholds. The battery life is amazing. I haven't charged my laptop since yesterday. I've done 2 consults and now I'm on this live and my battery is still running well. So I do love it for performance. And Friday, my rookie of the year last year, SoFi is going to be reporting. I'm anticipating them getting included in the S&P 500, and they're expected to have an increase in earnings. So I'm looking for them to kind of hit that 30 mark and keep pushing. But what we're going to do here is look at each ticker. We're going to look at the chart, and then we're going to look at the chain to see if we get possible setups. This is not financial advice. I'm just going to give y'all my consult on what I'm looking at for this week and some of the contracts that I will have my eye on. So DFW, thank you. So let's get to it. If anybody wants to jump out first, you said Tesla, so let's take a look at Tesla. If you want a particular order, let me know. But we'll start with Tesla and then we'll work our way down. So going to get to the chart first. This is my practice trading chart, so it doesn't have as much on it. But you can see Tesla's been trading in a little bit of a range. We kind of popped up. There was a gap left back here on the 21st. We're in this kind of range of 445 to 450. You got a little $5 range right here. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not mad about it. So let me go back out of here, out of news. So we're at 449.06. Again, we be wanting to look at pop-ups at 450, 460s, or drops back down to this area of 437. A lot of people like to trade earnings and get out of the money because the contracts are going to be cheaper, but we don't want to always look at cheap. We want to look at affordable. So we'll take a look at the chain. I won't be trading Tesla just because of the cost and the volatility. I'm going to have these contracts fairly pricey. If I do anything, I'd probably be looking at TSLL, which y'all always know I want to go with the broke best friend, the cousin, instead of having to fork up so much up front. So if we stay within the range and you're looking at those 460s, I always look at the chain. I'm looking for where those outliers are, where we have more volume and OI. So again, 460 is going to be a standout. 465, we can look at something crazy out here. 480, definitely don't go that far out. You could just trade closer to the money by getting the TSLL. But not a lot of heaviness right here, and people may still be waiting for just the night before earnings to get into the plays. Could be a little bearish here. Let's look at those puts. Nothing standing out, but there is a lot of activity. Y'all let me know, are y'all bullish or bearish on Tesla? Yeah, I'm still in swings on TSL. Great. Are you bullish or bearish on Tesla for earnings? So if we were to go here, instead of me giving my contract so far out of the money and risking so much capital. Again, earnings are a deal breaker for me. If I'm trading it, usually contracts are going to be less than $50 because trading earnings can be um, so unpredictable. Tesla can beat on earnings, and Elon can come back in and say something crazy, and it just drops. We just never know. Earnings can be poor, and then Elon comes and says something crazy, and they still jump because even though earnings were poor. So again, it's 50-50 unless you have insider knowledge. So it's better to just hang out on the porch, don't even touch it. But if I was looking at TSLL again, you don't have to do this early, get in contracts tomorrow. You can just trade the night before. You're not getting any special treatment, and theta's still going to be crazy. So 19 to 20. If you're going call side, if you're going put side, we're going to stay right in the money. So 18.5, 18. Why did I not say the half marks? Most of the time, psychologically, you're not going to see a lot of people want to sit in the half marks a lot. So you're going to see more people at the hole. So we're going to be in 18s, 18 or 17. So 17 and a half is not bad, but you just usually just see more people are going to be at 17 than 17 and a half. Just psychologically, people just don't like the half mark. I'm bullish, but never trade it during earnings. Yeah, just be careful. Don't go full port when it comes to earnings. This can make or break your account. If you just kind of try to full port it so you can just shoot up off the volatility. Only use a portion of profits and getting into here, but I'm not bullish or bearish. Let's check the news. I want to start the summary because there's usually a little bit of a blurb right here. Oh, sorry. I need to be on Tesla exactly to get it. So let's go back to Tesla. So Tesla is preferred for a pivotal week with earnings reported expected to show 24.5 billion in revenue and significant development in autonomous driving technology. Blah, blah, blah. See what else we got here. Auto applied for FSD signifies Tesla commitment. I don't see any expected I'm looking for the analysts to see if they're gonna bump up their rating or I forget what they call it. But this looks good. So fairly book. I would probably take the call on TSLL. Not gonna do anything crazy. It's midweek, so I would only take it the day before if you're getting into it. So yeah. What y'all want next? Y'all want me to pick what's next, or y'all want to go with what's next? We can just go in the order of what we got on the earnings. So next one, UHG again. They're always no health group. What is it? United Health Group. What is the thing? Okay, let me just go back and zoom in. UNH. I'm like, what is this? UNH. United Health. Whoa. That's sitting pretty gnarly. I probably should have did that. I didn't know I wasn't up on the higher time frame on Tesla. So yeah, if we Bush would get a push up here again, 460, I'll probably give it about $10, no more than about 15 move to the upside somewhere in here. We can see where those resistance levels are on the higher time frame. But let's go to UNH. All right, so we're up on the daily. Again, we can see this range right here. If I copy it and bring it over so you guys can clearly see where's that move in that midline. We're sitting right on the midline of the gap. Now, most of y'all say, hey, Chastity, how do I get that midline or how do I do it? If you know how to do it and put the midline on that rectangle, let me know. If you don't, drop a 2 and I'll tell you guys how to do it. But we're sitting right on that midline. So we could be bullish up to the top. 371 and we have a gap here. Are we going to shoot up right there from this one? Probably not, but we can see the close. Here's earnings back in March. They've been a little hit in the miss. The last earnings they missed, but we didn't see any crash movement. It kind of dropped. So this another 50-50, probably down at, I probably say bottom of this range. So 335 up to 371. It has an ATR of 8, so it could move either way, but it's right here in the middle. I'd want to see some holding of this level to go higher. or if it breaks down below, then I'm bearish. I know which puts to take. So let's go take a look at the contracts. Again, the option chain kind of gives us a little preview of what we can expect. We can look at that news. They have some sentiment. UNH is navigating a complex environment with strategic decisions impacting the future, blah, blah, blah. So let's go to that chain. I think I said contracts up to 371. So sorry, it's like 370. And that's where the people are. I said 371. We got 370. 400 to be 20 points out the money. Again, that's a super high risk. I'm probably not going to touch it. You can definitely paper trade it. And then if you go in put side, and if you got feedback, you want to come on, argue with me, or just debunk, I don't really have, I don't care. But I can drop that link if you want to come on. I think you need StreamYard. I can bring you up and we can talk about them once I finish. But again, not a lot of put activity, so they're looking more bullish. But the contracts are a little spiked. I mean, it's not gonna. I could find better trades in its affordability level, not being this far to money. Like I said, I prefer getting the calls on the TSLL in Tesla versus kind of fooling with UNH. But I'll listen to it and see how that call plays out. We got Boeing. We don't have much competition when it comes to planes, but we definitely want to take a look with Boeing and look at that daily right there. They're at their 52-week. All right, Boeing is under scrutiny as it navigates recovery from recent safety and production challenges. Okay, so maybe a little bearish, but looking at the chart, I was looking at the 52-week. So 52-week high, 254.14, about $3. Wait, it kind of touched up there. So $2 or $3 away from that high. So let's see if this is going to give them a boost or if anybody paying attention. I'm just looking at the weeklies right now. Most people might say, why aren't I looking at why aren't I looking at a week out? I just want to see right now, gauging where people's minds are, and they may not. The option chain a week after might not be as robust because most investors are looking to see what the sentiment is going to be after earnings. And so again, BA, you got a few people at 255, probably 260, and then out here to 270. Even though we're going to hit these strikes first, this is just where they're lying at. Again, 20 points out the money at $100 for a possible $8 to $16 move. I wouldn't risk it. Most of the theta might eat that up, or that volatility eat it up. Okay, so we got it too. So let me show you guys how to put that on my chart. So when I come in, I want to set my shape, which is my rectangle, and I draw it. Once you draw it, you want to click your box. See, uh, go to your settings. You're gonna tap on it, and now you can see my style. I can take that midline off, and it'll just look just like the gap box that was created, or I can put my midline on. Now I made it a little bit thicker because I was teaching, and I wanted that to stand out so they could see where that midline was. But I usually keep it fairly thin. Um, because I can see it on my chart. It doesn't hurt my eyes. You can change the color of these boxes to any form you want. It's just green right now. So don't think it's like, oh, it has to be bullish because she has the green box on the screen. I can make this purple. I can make it whatever I want it to be. So it could go back and be purple. The field could be purple too. So it could be purple. It could be green. Don't let the color kind of fool you into direction. So we're sitting at this high. Our buyers are going to come in on Boeing and push this higher. I would give it probably $5 or maybe 255, 257. That's about all I see for it. I don't see a lot for this. And a lot of people just don't pay attention to it. Again, if we have puts, it'll probably be back into this range or probably to the midline, 239. But in top of this gap at 245. So again, 250 puts to 245. That's what I would kind of pay attention to. Let's go to the put side. 250. I said 245, but we have a lot of OI on the 240. So that's what I got for that one. I remember when Boeing was trading around 189 last year at December. I don't look at it often. Miss I can't think of her name right now. Not Miss Phoenix. One of my other traders, she trades Boeing, she trades DR Hortonwell. And I hadn't looked at this in a while, but they picked up again, not a lot of competition for BA, would you consider puts? I definitely would consider puts. But I don't see enough in the news, and I haven't looked at their financials or what the news has been saying around their profitability to see what it would be. So just from view, I would be bearish, but the chain doesn't give me a lot of sentiment toward it, and then it's expensive. I wouldn't want to get this close in the money at 500 with a possibility. I like to say when I'm doing earnings, I'm very cheap when it comes to earnings. $100. I'm not risking more than that because it's a very risky trade position to be into. So I'm not going heavy around puts. Some people I know they only trade around earnings, so they do go heavy, but that's just not me. It's not my trading style. Keep dropping those questions, letting me know. They just got the union back in order. The strike is over. Is this for Boeing? That'd be good. So that could get them a little bit of boost. Now with that information, it could be bullish, but I'm not touching it. It's not on my radar. We got UPS. So there's always a battle each year. Who's going to get the contracts with UPS versus FedEx? Shipping and I've been to the post office often, and it's becoming more and more expensive to send things. So I got to get a sip of water. Like I said, we're gonna be here a while. But looking at this chart up on the daily, y'all let me know. Does this chart look bullish or bearish? Drop a bull, drop a bear. Let me know what this looks like. It looks very bullish to me, but we can be headed up to some double top areas. We're seeing the pattern kind of break down, pop up, and now it's looking like it's trying to recover. So we could see some resistance right here at 113 and 117 getting back up into this gap. And you can see we're at the bottom of the gap right here. Let me actually make that a line. We're at the and make that a little bit thinner. So we're at the bottom of this gap. Will it push up and break over? We got a rejection right there. So that's something to pay attention to. And ATR is at 2. So put side, yeah, like 106, 105. Call side, probably 108, 110 if we're looking at that for UPS. Let's check on news. And if I'm going too fast, y'all let me know. But this is just, again, how my brain works. If I need to slow down a bit, let me know and I'll try. UPS is preparing for upcoming earnings amid a mixed stock performance and challenging microeconomics backdrop. Analysts expect a 19% decline. So, I mean, that is a bit more bearish sentiment. Last 5 years, down 32%. Last year, they're down 19%. UPS is not doing well. They're paying people out, and it might be costing them to keep the operating costs. Again, I pay attention to a lot of business, Fortune 500, and even just companies that have been around, and they create a lot of revenue, but they have a lot of operating costs, so they're not profitable. So even though me in my small business of know better, do better, I am a better business than most companies out here because they are not profitable. Know better, do better. Consulting has been profitable for the last 3 years. No debt, no loans, like fully funded by me or by the public or by you guys. So again, pay attention to that when it comes to the companies that you are buying into or you think that are performing well. They may have a strong presence, but are they profitable? Are they making money? Jamil, have you looked at Microsoft yet? I was thinking about trading. I have not. We're still into it, so stick around. We will get to Microsoft. So back to UPS, and y'all bear with me with the comments because I'm switching back and forth for the screen so I can hear. I probably should have set up my dual screen monitor. I'll do that after this call because that would help me out instead of me going back and forth with these. And I do have 2 sets of dual screen monitors. I just need to use them. So yeah, thank y'all for that. We'll get to it. So UPS. So for UPS, I said we are looking at 108 to 110 on the call side. So 108, 110, a little bit of activity on the 110, not a heck of a lot. And then more bearish sentiment, but the train is just not likely for me. Like I said, for here, 107, 108, I mean 107, 106. I like the puts. Again, I'm not risking more than $100, so I would probably only paper trade puts on UPS. But the union business and the strike being over could push it up, but I wouldn't touch it. It just doesn't fit my setup. But I will have an eye on it, and I will be paying attention. GM, I never trade car companies. They're just not set up to do well. And I used to trade Ford. Let me take that back. I did trade Ford. Ford had a phenomenal setup. Now Ford's ATR is less than $1 and it's pretty trash. You have to swing it. But I never really looked at GM. GM has that ATR too. But we need to see it's 1.9, so I'm saying two. But if we look at GM, I want to pay attention to the volume. Yeah, it's a decent amount, moves a little bit. So this is not horrible, but I can take a look. Let me go grab that charger. I was saying my battery life was great, but I need to grab my charger. Give me 1 sec. All right, guys, short intermission, but I got that charger. Don't want this to die on me while we're getting all this good information. So let's lock back in. Who did I have? Oh, GM. So want that chain on GM. All right, let me actually. His bearish is it's hitting the top, so probably 78, 78, 77 on the puts. Call side just $1.80 81. So we can see people are mediocre here. These are not super expensive, but I don't expect a big move. In the train's fairly thin. So again, I could look at GM, see how consumers are pricing in. Are people still buying? I know the car industry was taking a big hit because um during COVID, they could sell them for whatever they want. Then interest rates start going up, and people are just paying people are paying mortgages for cars now. And then all the changes that are coming in, they're passing different laws. I think it was in Minnesota where they're going to be monitoring the amount of miles that you drive and have a kill switch on the car. So I would definitely recommend if you need a vehicle for your family or kids, go ahead and get one before the year is out when they have those kill switches. You're not the only kill switch to be on my car is one that I put on there. I'm not letting the government do that. So again, that's why I'm not really big on EV. I like the EV, but I'm still gonna want gas power, and I still want um, full control of my own vehicle. Who else you got? You got American Airline. I like American Airline. One, because it's super affordable when it comes to trading. It's not a super fast mover or anything, but it's very stable, and the contracts are pretty nice. Now, we're not going to look at the weeklies on here just because of the ATR. We need to go out a little bit. We're not going to trade that weekly contract. It can make money, but we're just not going to do it. So we're going to look a little bit further out. We could take a look at it, but they wouldn't be contracts would consider. Expected to show a 55.8% decline, so that would lead me to be more bearish. And we'll look at the weekly and then look at the monthly contract for them. So call side, yeah, 15.55. Again, these are super affordable. You can afford to buy more time on the contract. So if you go put side 14.5, 14, very reasonable, but you don't want these to get theta crushed. So we can go out a week, go out to February the 6th. Not much activity. So I like to go to that witching week or that third Friday, and boom, we get more activity. We get more people that are interested. So pay a little bit more money if you want to trade AAL. Pay a little bit more money and just get the monthly contract for February, and you can look right in the money if you're bullish on this 15. But that news makes me feel bearish. So I'd be down here in the puts, and you can see, look at how much more activity you have on the chain when it comes to the put side. Now, would I get out here? Heck no. We just gonna buy right here, get affordable, not just cheap contracts. And that, I mean, again, if this has a dollar or two drop, I'm not gonna get too much into Delta and Theta right now, because we're just going through the earnings. But you can see a nice return here, even though the chain does not line up with most of my students know that this one doesn't fit. The 12 strike does, but that's just so cheap. We don't want to bottom feed. We want to get in the money, even though the it's breaking the rule. I'm waiting on SoFi January 30th. I got 13K in the spread. In the money calls 18 to 25 through now until, yeah, you're sitting on it. Anthony Bass, like, yeah, SoFi is my rookie of the year. I love them. I'm very bullish on them. And again, that's going to print very well for you, especially once they get included in the S&P 500. And I think they will this year. Potential government shutdown could impact airlines too. I think, yeah, it's definitely going to be impactful. Because again, less people traveling, security risk. They're going to have less people working, so it's definitely a possibility. So we're definitely going to, I would be looking puts, and this one would be in our range. Remember, when I do earnings, it have to be under $100, and I can get these in the money with some time on it under $100. This one is a keeper. So let me write that one down. AAL. We'll go 14p. 14p for 220. Another off the book one. I have in the midst of my thoughts, I have BAC on here. Because of the banks, and this one is things with credit have been coming into play. But I saw a really good play, and I want to just drop this gem in here that you guys can take a look at, add it to your watch list. But if we go out to March, and I'm looking at the 60, so you're looking at BAC 320, and we're looking at calls. This is a nice standout for me. Those 55, 57, and 60, I like those contracts. So just add those to your watch list as we get more information around banking. I like this setup right here. So BAC March. Um, who else we got? So again, we got AAL. Where was I at? Losing. Okay. American Airline. None of those will matter. T. We can look at T. I don't really look at T anymore. But that looked wrong. So the ATR is 42. I don't think that's right. Looks very wrong. I be questioning trading view a lot because that's wrong. Like that's not right. What is going on here? Oh no, we'll come back to AT&T because that's the ATR is wrong. Is it on like 4.2? Something's wrong with the ATR here. I don't like this one for T, but we can take a look at. This looks. Let me go back up to the daily. This looks very bearish down to this gap. So about 42. I'm sorry, 22, 21. So let's look at the chain. If y'all like that Bank of America play, let me know. I've been trying to incorporate more swing trades, but I know most of y'all that come to my channel like day trades, but I have been dropping a few more swings for my 9 to 5ers. So if y'all like that Bank of America, drop BAC in the chat if you like it. Let me know how y'all like that play. So again, bank AT&T 23, 22 put. Newswise preparing for a busy earnings, mixed sentiment. Again, same for me. So call side, again, these are super cheap on the weekly. You can definitely buy some time. Puts look a little bit more on the OI or about the same. Let's go out to the following week. Let's see if some people buying time. A little activity on the 25 and the 26. Too far out the money for me. I would trade right in the money. And then let's go on the monthly. So monthly a little bit better. See, if I get the 25 here, it's $22. So again, staying in the money is so much better. It's still under $100, whichever direction you would assume it's in. But there it is. There's a spotter. 23 put, 23 put T. Let me get that one down. T for 23p. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion on what I see on the chart, and this is February 20th to 20. I like the OI here, 44. Again, if we get $1, if you want to take it a step further, I'll do it for this one, just because I want to see. So if we do AT&T, we go to that February 20th strike, and we're looking at the 23 put. So it's $46. So how much money can we expect to make, or what would you think? I think you could get about $1 move. Volume and open interest looks good. Our delta and theta. Theta is one, pretty negligible. The delta is 35, so we could look to get 100%, and about 80%. So let's do 35 by 46. So we can expect a 76% return if it gets that full move. Volatility might add into that, but it's a $46 contract. Not horrible. Very, very strategic. I like the OI and you getting a 70%, 17% return on the swing. I like that one. Possible 75% return ROI. I like it. What do y'all like? Y'all like that BAC? Y'all like this AT&T one? Y'all let me know how this one, if y'all like that one. All the rest of these Starbucks, we already looked at Starbucks. Progressive, I mean, I might listen to the call just to listen to it about insurance. I'm thinking about switching my insurance. I've been with Geico for quite some time, but I'm sure I could be paying a lot less. ADP, payment processing, always pretty good. I don't ever trade them, but we can definitely take a look. Yeah, might pop up for this gap fill. The cost of this is just pretty outrageous. So the contract prices may be a little elevated. Again, I trade within a range that's going to be suitable for most people who are just starting out with 100 to $200, or with the daily range every day. Not something where you have to be extreme, where you need tens and $15,000. This is a consistent $100 to $500 account week over week that you're compounding. So I don't try to give you guys too many plays that are going to be outside of that range or your comfortability, because I know that can increase anxiety amongst others, and psychology around your trading is very important. Don't want to sticker shock y'all with certain companies. I mean, I'll be like, I can't afford it, but let me try. Let me go mortgage. No, we're not doing all of that. We're going to trade what's within our range. So the anticipated, somebody said Microsoft. So let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft is in a little range. It does have this gap down here at the 420s, but it looks like it's holding the support right here. And that was a quite of a double bottom to bounce back up. So we could get, room into the top of this counter, 671. I would give it to probably, I'm sorry, 471 to about, got 470 and 475. That's what I see to the upside. To the downside, breaking down below that 437, and it can get that move, but I'm just going based off ATR. It moved a whole 20 points on Friday. And we like I said, we got earnings, but let's take a look at the train. Was this a setup, a softening for this thing to get a push up and we missed it, or will it continue? Microsoft Spotlight is prepared for a busy earnings week amid AI demand. Again, these AI companies, they were tech heavy. We're also going to take a look at the Qs, if I didn't already go over it. But again, we're more tech heavy. Definitely, QQQ positions are going to be great. Looking at some Friday contracts. If y'all trade the Qs, drop QQQ in the chat, and we'll go over QQQ as well. So again, Microsoft contract range, I gave it about $10. So 470, 475. Gonna be a little bit pricey. You don't want to go out here past 480, and it's not. I mean, you can see 480 and 485, but that's a little bit outside of the range. If you're just doing something crazy, some people might be out here at the 500, and you can see volume and open interest is sitting there, but I'm not touching it. If you go down to the put side, not a lot of standouts. We do have at the money 465 and 460. I would stay right here. But again, this is out of my $100 range. But looking at it, I'm a little bullish on Microsoft. As far as the tech, we can see here every earnings. They're doing well, but that does not mean they don't have pullback after our earnings. We got a pop here. We got a drop. Is that a pop or a drop? I think a pop here. So probably a little bit more bullish on earnings for Microsoft this year. All right, we got 100. Okay, we do like QQQ. So I'll wrap up with QQQ. Who else we got? We did Tesla. We do IBM. I like Intel better, but we can take a look at IBM. 291. This upside. It's in the range. We're in that range again. So that bottom. Look at that midline at 302. Up to 316 and then down below to 280. So if we break that level right there, definitely more bearish. I don't like the chain and it's pricey for call side. Put side looks a little bit more productive. I would just like more volume in OI on here. Again, I'm just not a big fan of IBM. I don't trade this often. My go-to is more Intel. I like the Intel. I think I did point out Intel on the previous live. Definitely go check it out. But again, I'm not. We did IBM. No, I think I did that in class. IBM and Intel. Those two synonymous. We see if it gets some sympathy around IBM, but I wouldn't trade IBM. For sure, for sure. This is what I do. I mean, y'all tell me what y'all like, and I'm gonna keep bringing it. So again, blow this channel up. I'm trying to grow over here. I've grown up on. I blew up, or I have some following on um FB. So now I want to grow over here. So if you like this free game. Again, it doesn't cost you nothing to show up, but like it, share it, continue to comment, and let everybody else know about the channel. So now we have MasterCard. MA for MasterCard. It looks very bearish. It has a gap down. We're having a double bottom, so it could see a bounce here. Or if it breaks the support, it could go back up. We have an $11 ATR, so we probably looking at 525, 530. So about 535. And then to the downside, probably psychologically 510, 500. And I don't see a low of 46 right here. That is the next lower support, but I see it right here at that kind of 500. So once we have that psychological level, and what are we seeing with MasterCard or with credit? A lot of people are acquiring credit, but they're not paying it back, so that could cause for a lot of default. There is a lot of push for. That's what led me to BAC. I was trying to remember, why did BAC stand out for me? Well, Trump is trying to implement that 10% cap on credit cards. Now, it's probably not going to happen, and banks are going to fight it. So once they win that battle, that's going to send the banking industry booming up. So instead of going with JP and Chase or Cap One, that may be a little bit more expensive, we're going to get BAC and ride that play. Once that, because that's going to be great for them. Once they say, hey, no, there won't be a 10% cap. It's just going to be cap itself. All right, so we have 600 as the 52-week high, so we're well off that. We're not getting there. Let's look. Don't like the chain. It's super expensive. It's not for my beginners. Don't touch this. We can and I'm gonna jump around and go to Visa, since they're gonna report this week too. So we'll follow up with Visa right after this. But I don't like the chain. I don't like this. It's just too expensive to even make a play, and there's just not a lot of activity on the chain. So MasterCard X, we're not doing it. So let's click it over to Visa. And I used to trade Visa a lot, but the chain does not present well for my beginner students, so I kind of shied away from it. But you can double bottom right here and get a little push up with a V recovery. We're at 326, so got about 330, 335. If we break below here, got about 315. So sorry guys. Break below here. And let's check it out on the chain. If you're finding this valuable, and I should do more of these doing before the earnings week, drop some fire emojis in the chat. Okay, Visa, again, the chain. This is awfully widespread. So when y'all hear people saying, what's a widespread? This is a widespread. What is a widespread? This means that somebody wants to sell this contract for $500, and the person wanting to buy it only wants to pay 405, and the last one sold for 480. We do not want to trade with contracts with these type of widespreads. It's not beneficial. You could be absolutely correct in your analysis of what's going to happen with the company, but if nobody else cares, there's nobody on the chain, we're not going to make any money off of it. So even though we look at MasterCard and Visa, I'm not going to touch it with a play. You can definitely paper trade it, but I don't see the potential for it to make a play. Yeah, IBM used to be great, but now it's just not. Thank you, bro. Hey, shout out to Stock Market Bigs. The Mogul Stock Group. We give signals in there. This is a phenomenal beast of a trader, and there's multiple of us in there. So definitely, if you're interested in Discord, let me put that banner up. Shoot me an email. I have a discount. We got 50% off for your for signing up for the Discord if you're looking to get signals. So definitely tap in. Thank you, Lakeisha, for tapping in. I used to trade IBM as well. Brandon is an awesome student of mine. He does phenomenal. Walmart, I know, was a banger for you, Brandon. So yeah. Thank y'all. Okay, thank you guys. Y'all are showing up. I'm just making sure I'm not rambling to myself, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. So let's keep it moving. Again, I don't want to hold up your whole Sunday. Y'all might have other things to do. We're gonna look at Cat, probably Nokia. We got Apple and Exxon for sure, and SoFi. So we got a couple more to keep going. Grab your water. Um, let me do. Y'all can go grab some water. Let's take a little break. I'm gonna do sponsor of the show, and again, it's the same sponsor we had before, Gender Amplified. I'm gonna be working on a new series of medicine to market, music to market, just how other people inside of the living space in different careers are making their way into the markets and making money. So again, show is sponsored by Gender Amplified. Female producers, if you got kids in your life that enjoy music, definitely check out Gender Amplified. They nonprofit. They do a lot of great things when it comes to music production and female. So check out the channel, support them. Head over to the website. I think it's genderamplified.org. Let me get y'all there. Gender Amplified. So grab your waters. Check out Gender Amplified, and we're gonna come back. So here, let me see if I can get to the founder. And she's not big, so she might not even have her stuff up. But here you go. So this is my best friend, Ebony Smith, president and founder of Gender Amplified. She's also a music producer for Atlantic Records, LA to New York quite often. So if you got people in music, they're looking for a little bit of guidance, her channel on YouTube is very informative. This is a great way to get involved and expand your skills. And we're going to be partnering together to get people to kind of get out of this starving artist and show people in the music industry how to manage their portfolios, make money, and not have to be on the road all the time. So again, this is one of those things where you see, how can somebody who was so rich and famous, or how do these people who make so much music not have any money left or die broke or have GoFundMe? So we're trying to change that narrative. We're going to be working together on a bunch of great things. So look out for that in the future. So just a little bird for our sponsor of the show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So again, sponsor the show. Hope y'all grab your water. Let's get back to it. So who we got next? I gotta kill this heat. I love the weather, but dang, it's getting warm in my office. Crank that back down a bit. I'm gonna have to put a fan in here. It's a little warm. So we got the all impromptu. Let's do Caterpillar. Court is I'm gonna show you guys. So Court always about 2 years ago pointed out Caterpillar, and I have it set in my phone. I've had it set in here for about 3 years. So I'm gonna type it up and I'm gonna give it to you guys. Cat. So mark your calendars, because I have my mark and I always pay attention to it. But I have around November 15th. Around this time, Cat would be named most sustainable company or something. I always put this in here and I pay attention and I'm watching and I always miss my run up. Sometimes the chain doesn't present, but Caterpillar always like makes a little pump right there and I miss that play. But Court put it on my calendar. I'm always supposed to pay attention to it, and sometimes I'll be slacking. But we get like they get nominated for something, then they get these kind of like pops up in November. So again, had we got in Cat back in November, boom. What did I say? November 15th. So what was the price of Cat somewhere around here on the 15th? It would have alerted me in my phone, so I would have saw it for the 17th, and the price for the 17th about five, somewhere in the 530s. So if I had acquired fractional shares or called on Cat, that's about like, almost $100 move. That all you did was just do something seasonal that you have in your phone. And like I said, that's been in my phone for the past probably 2, 3 years now when Court first said it. So shout out to Court. That boy's a mad genius when it that man is a mad genius when it comes to swing trades and using seasonality on particular companies. As we look at this daily, this looks a bit bearish. I don't know if they have news, but we're right in this range of this thing to pop down. We might see some pullback probably to the 600. But let's just take a look, see what the news says for Cat before I give my bias and see what they're saying. They're already down $21 on Friday, so I'm not too far off of that. Cat is navigating a complex landscape from strong share price momentum, and upcoming earnings report. Analysts predict a 11.3 decline in earnings per share. That could be a bit bearish sentiment for our perspective around earnings. So if we look at the call side, again, you're not going to see a lot of activity. You can see one about the share price, two the bid and the ask. These are going to be more expensive. This is not going to be for your average trading. Definitely if you're brand new, don't even put your eyes over here. You can paper trade this, but this is not going to be in your repertoire. Something you're going to want to trade. So even if we look at puts down to about 620, still going to be over a K to get into this contract. So again, we keep our eye on it and paper trade it, but we're not going to touch this one. Nook. Let's do Nokia. Nook. Again, such a slow mover. I probably still wouldn't touch this. You might got a $7 call or a $7 call for a month out. It's a 19 cent ATR. We just yeah. Declining revenue. Oh, I wasn't trying to click valuation. We want the options. And I'll probably still go out again. There's a lot of people sitting here. This is kind of cheap. It's not going to move much, but we're probably going to get some movement around these earnings. And we got heavy people, like I said, right at 7. Don't go out here at 7.5. Just go 7. If you're going to go puts, you're going 6.5. But it looks to be a little bit more bullish. Let's go out on the monthly. We can buy ourselves time. Just buy that time. Get this one for $20 and make you a little bit of change if it pops up. If you do a straddle and trade calls and puts, get right here in the money because we can see a couple of people sitting here on the $6 put. You're not going to see as many people on the 0.5 again. That's just psychological. People are not wanting to be in those half strikes. Cat pays, it does. Like that's been my if nothing else, putting that one on there, Cat pays. It does print. So Nokia, again, 50-50 on that one. It's affordable, but we got Royal Caribbean Group. I'll look at that one for just because. What is that? Royal. If I spell it right. There you go. So cruises, are people traveling? Are people when what they saying they got this mythical alligator something in the water right now? Are people going to be traveling? Are people going to be wanting to go to colder or warmer states right now? Spring break is coming up. They were going based off fourth quarter. Do we think they've done well? They've double bottom right here at this gap. It looks to be pushing up. They probably have that $5-10 move from a 290, 295 area. Probably going to see psychological that 300. So let's take a look at the chain, see what it's giving us. Volume is kind of low, so this one's going to be a little bit pricier. Again, in the money calls. Again, I'm not touching it. It looks good, but the affordability for the risk, we're putting more risk on us. So I'm not touching it. But I like it. We could definitely paper trade it. So getting down to our wrap up. We got Apple, and then we got about three more. So we're still running. So let's get with Apple. The thing I notice a lot when it comes to Apple earnings is they can do well and then they still don't do nothing. It's like a bad firework. You know, the box says it's gonna do all of this stuff and you get down, you light it, and it'll make all this noise and then it just fizzes out. And that's what kind of like what Apple does when it comes to earnings. They're not super exciting. They're pretty dud. But we can see here we've had this push up, a little bit of a head and shoulder, back down, and we're back at a support. So we could see a pop to 250, 255. Um, I think I think the quarter's gonna be good. You know, people upgrade phones. They need to do something revolutionary or something that's gonna bring more revenue in the AI space or to get buyers in. So analysts have a buy rating and a price target. That's what I was trying to think about for um one of the other companies I said before, and I couldn't remember the phrase, and I was trying to say their price target if the analysts raised their price target. So they're raising Apple's price target to 320. Does that mean we need to go out and buy 320 strikes? No, because I know this could be a misconception. Oh, they put the price target at 320, so let me go to the option train and I'm gonna get 320 strikes. That's a target. That's a goal. Like I'm 230 pounds and I want to be 200. That's a goal. That don't mean you getting to 200 pounds. That don't mean you're gonna lose the weight. That's it. That's a that's the price target, like your weight target. So don't go out here and come into this option train and go get this 320 strike and be like, oh, it's $1 and I'm about to be a millionaire off this dollar. It's not happening. Now you can anticipate with a more long-term move by going out to January of next year or December of this year. Now go out to January of next year and then come down to the 320. Now that it's gonna cost you some money, but that's the higher thinking. That's where you're going from. That they're getting that target out for a future move or where they're anticipating the price for Apple to go. But don't just jump out here in these weekly insane weeks and trying to get that contract for 320 and think it's going to do you right. It's not. You're just going to give your money to the tuition of the market. So let's not do that. But if we go back to our weekly contract, we're looking at 250, maybe 255 on the call side. Contracts are down. Market was down. You could get a pop. We got a 175. I said 250. What did I say? Why does this look like this? Hold on. Let me refresh this. I don't know what Yahoo be doing, but those are not. There we go. There's our 250. The numbers were getting a little wonky right there. So 255, 260, affordable, right in the money. It's 500. Again, I probably still wouldn't touch it, but I'll give it to 250, maybe 255. Put aside, like I said, they have earnings and they do well. Just they got to get their investors to stay solidified because most of the time the earnings are kind of a dud. We get a little bit of fireworks and then it kind of scales off. Definitely when you're trading earnings, once you see that profit, go ahead and take it. You can always get back in as it's moving. You don't have to be like, oh, I held to the end and got 1,000% or I got, 500%. Take the profit when you see it about earnings because profit taking can happen. You want to secure those gains. I think I'm gonna leave SoFi for last because I like them. So let's do American Express. I should have did American Express after Visa, but we got American Express, Exxon, V Verizon. Let's do Verizon because we just said AT&T was going to be on here. So we got Verizon. Verizon just had some bad outages this week. I don't have Verizon. My parents do, but they've had issues with some connectivity outages, and you can see this is in a range. So I probably really wouldn't touch this until it gets outside of this range. There we go. And you can see we're trading below that midline. We break below the support at 38. If this comes up, tests, kind of breaks down. If it holds, we could get a push up to the midline. So we'd be looking at Verizon calls at 40, no more than maybe, 40. And I would probably say I wouldn't probably take the weeklies on these so we don't get that hit. But if we go to Verizon, and we go look at those 40s. We got more people sitting at the 40.5 and 41. We go to the put side, a little bit heavy at that 37, and rightfully so. Again, strangles. These are under $100, so you could kind of trade it either way. But you kind of want to watch and see how it plays out. Can this hold 39.50 if it breaks below, or does it come up and test the bottom of this little gap range and trade back down? But you can see this has been consolidating. We just mind our business, not much trade to take. Here, the last call, they still sold. I mean, last earnings, they popped up and sold back down. So it could be a little bit more bearish sentiment there with Verizon. We got Exxon, so we had oil with Venezuela come out. So again, Exxon has taken off. I like to look at this and look at crude oil and also give you the comparison to your own other gas prices in your area. So when the price per barrel is up, usually gas prices are up. So let's go check out the commodities under uh, Yahoo Finance. And right now, go check. Just do it for your own self. Price per barrel is 61.07 right now. Go check your gas stations in your area and write it down, and then fluctuate. Just come back in a month. Come back on February 20th and see what's the price per barrel and what are the gas prices in your area. The price per barrel is up. Your prices are probably up. The price per barrel has dropped. Your gas prices are probably down. So again, Exxon has been booming. Looks very good on the daily. A little bit of pullback there. I want to come down. I'm not getting a lot on those candles. So again, we got a little bit of a gap here. Not much, but it looks very bullish. Will there be some profit taken at these highs? That very well could be. But let's go see what the people are looking at on the chain. If y'all are still with me, drop some sevens in the chat. I did Exxon last week, made 200% profit, but I could have made more if I would have waited. Oh, definitely make that money. If y'all are still with me, drop some sevens. I feel like I started talking to myself, but we're about to get to my favorite, so we're definitely gonna pick it back up for SoFi. So with looking at calls for more bullish sentiment on Exxon, still affordable. 210, 124 for the 137. If we come down here on puts, they got pushed down to 130. But the range is not horrible. I probably paper trade it and watch how the movement is, because we need to be able to see how the day is going to play out. Because it kind of ranges. There's a lot of consolidation, not much movement here. Get a little bit of pop up here on the 21st up to the week, but we need to see if they're going to sell down through that gap or continue to press up for higher highs. So that's going to be important for Exxon. Yeah, 135.98. So we see all-time highs probably on Friday. What was the day's range? Yeah, all-time highs were hit on Friday. So Exxon is expected to report earnings soon, with the analysts predicting year-over-year decline. However, the company has a positive earnings ESP of 1.5%. So we can say it's a little bit of 50-50 right there. Woo, we're hitting through. So we got Verizon. Oh, American Express. So we did Verizon, we did Exxon, we did American Express, and SoFi. So we got two more. Unless y'all drop in any more y'all want to see in the chat. American Express is at 361. So I know the option trading prices are going to be a little spicy, but you can see here we had a double top, pull back, found some support. So it may want to come up and refill this gap and test this one. So we got about probably 360 to 370 strike when it comes to American Express. But if those contracts are, over 500, like, yeah, nah, we're not even touching that. Yep. And see, look, I already kind of predicted these are going to be for early prices just due to the share price. So even though I anticipate, probably have a little bit of move up or a possible move down, contract prices are high, so we don't even have to touch it. We could paper trade it, but we're going to leave that alone. So now, drum roll to my top rookie of the year, SoFi. So in SoFi, gearing up to report earnings, expected 140% year-over-year earnings growth. I just hope raised concern about proposed 10% cap on the credit cards. I told y'all about that on for Bank of America. I don't think it's going to go through, so the CEO should be fine. But you got over 100% year over year earnings growth. I do think I anticipate them being included in the S&P. They just do not need to offer up any more shares to liquidate more capital. If as long as they can do that, we can stay on a steady run throughout the year. They are the only um, only FDIC approved bank for crypto. I'm probably saying it wrong, but SoFi crypto. And if you're shout out to them, but if you got $10, I think they're still doing a bonus of $10. So the first and only national chartered bank where retail customers can buy, sell, and hold 25 plus cryptocurrency. Now I know this is going to be a little controversial because most say, okay, if I'm doing crypto, I don't want it organized. I want it to be DeFi. I don't want it to be held here. And some people like, I want the more security. So there's a little bit of back and forth there, but they do have a little bonus here. Get $10 bonus when you purchase $10 worth of crypto. You'll get the stable coin. So they do have a little incentive, and they're always incentivizing that I see, and I really like that about them. Most people also don't know all the different benefits and products that they have. Like if you just never stopped and looked, they have loans, student loans, home equity, personal loans, mortgages, auto loans, investing, credit cards, crypto, banking, um, financial education and a financial insight. And I think they have a podcast now. So again, they have multiple avenues to create revenue in all of these different areas. So I just see high things for them, and I'm invested with them long term. Again, my entry point was at like $13 back in March or May of last year. Still bullish. Yep, I'm still bullish on them. Still bullish. So let's go take a look at the chart and the chain. So you can see we're slightly down. I'm looking at them to get back to 30. Will it happen for earnings? Maybe, maybe not. We got to, again, looking at the ATR, I'd stay within 26, 27 to the upside. If we come back to the downside, to that support about 24. But I do think that they should get a little bit of pop, and they can make those big moves when it comes to earnings. So let's take a look. These are going to be affordable. We're right at $100. Like I said, when I'm doing earnings, I want to stay at 100 bucks. So if I get the calls right here, looks nice. Volume and open interest look good. We're probably going to have the same reasonable sentiment. They have quite a bit more people on that 25 strike for the put side. If we want to go out and be a little bit safer, we can go out to the next week's contract because this is Friday when they're going to be reporting. So we might want to buy ourselves a little bit of cushion, pay the extra $30. So the Ivy Crush doesn't get you. We can go 26, 27 and look at that 30. And then we go down on the put side right there at 25. So we want to see how they play out. Are they holding particular levels? And then if I go out to the monthly, and I'd be looking at that $30 strike on that monthly. And why? Why would I look at again? They're showing me where the people are 26, 27, 28, and 30. That's where a lot of the people in the activity are. That's where I want to be. I would probably just go out, not even trade the weekly. I'll get this 30 strike for the monthly and then watch it do what it do. Put side, we still have a lot of heavy activity on the put, so it's a little swayed. People are thinking this might pull down. People are thinking this might pull up. So either one, any of those things could happen. So yeah, um, that about does it for me. We went through a lot. When we started, a little over an hour, but we didn't ran through quite a bit of tickers. And I think that was phenomenal. If anybody want to come up, if you got any other questions or tickets you want to go over, drop them in the chat. I'm putting the StreamYard up. Also, you guys have until I do have a sale going on if you want to work with me one on one. Most of the time, people you want group or one on one. My group mentorship meets on Saturday mornings, 11 and 12, 11 a.m. 12 noon. And my group mentorship is $600. My one-on-one mentorship is 2K. And most people are like, why is it 2K or is it even worth it? Well, it definitely is. I showed people on the last video what my clients get, and it's very much so doable. You get 8 weeks with me, and that's 8 weeks could be uh, Monday live trading, Tuesday evening learning or going over charts. You could be a very beginner getting your foundation done. And then I'm hand holding you on how to read these charts, how to understand the option train and do this hunting. I teach you exactly what I just went over in this video. Just more detail and what fits your budget a little bit more. But outside of that, yeah, you can do my 8 week program and it's 2K. But you could also do my special that I have until midnight tonight. I have 2 for 1 one-on-ones. My one-on-ones are usually $100. $100. But I'm giving you 2 for 1 until midnight. People are snowed in. Sorry, what's today? Sunday. Midnight tomorrow night. Midnight. Let me put that in the chat. Somebody in the chat put midnight Monday. Midnight Monday. Midnight 126. Y'all put that in the chat. That's when the sale will go off. You can get 2 for 1. So here's the finesse. I'm from Memphis. So here's the finesse. Here's how you finagle and get away with it. Instead of you paying for the 8 week mentorship at 2K, you can do the max. You can get 10 2 for 1 one-on-ones, and then you're set. That's going to cost you $1,000. You can pay by Zelle or Cash App. If you're buying more than 5, where it's $100 to $1,000, I can send you a pay link to get it financed if you want to put it on a payment plan. But this is going to be a 48-hour sale. This will go off sale at midnight tomorrow night. So you can Zelle or Cash App me. I'll know by the amount that you send which one of the offers that you're taking. Hold on. I'm trying to cut that bottom part off. There we go. So everybody has the opportunity to buy a 2 for 1 one-on-one. It's maxed at 10. Why did I max it at 10? Because I don't want to see y'all that much. I don't want to be on one-on-ones with y'all that often. So I gotta max it. For somebody to come out here and buy 10 or 20 and y'all want to see me every day. I don't even have the capacity or the energy to want to do that with y'all every day. I don't. This is the extreme push out of my own comfort zone coming on YouTube to do this, but we're doing it together and we're getting there. So thank you, Kimberly, for putting that up there. Monday at midnight, we're gonna be. Let me show that back. There we go. So again, 2 for 1 one-on-ones. If you buy more than 5 at 500, I can send you a pay link so that you can finance it or put it on a credit card. You can use Zelle or Cash App. Once you do, make sure I have your email address so you can shoot me an email. That is my email there. You can say, hey, Chaz, I bought 5. How do I schedule? I'm going to send you the scheduling link to get on the calendar. If you want to talk to me first about what we can go over in your one-on-one, just shoot me an email. We can hop on a call. I'll be available today and tomorrow. My daughter's out of school tomorrow because of the snow or presumptive snow that we were supposed to receive. Also 50% off Discord. If you're here live, you can get 50% off of Discord with my code Dr. Chaz. So I also have that as well. There will be a post after this live where it will have each link to the Discord and the discount code. But if you're interested in those one-on-ones, definitely reach out. Again, I provide a lot of value. I care about my clients, and it's really about seeing y'all win, not really about the money. I can't do it for free. This is my contribution, and my free thing is to show you guys how I break down these charts, how I look at things for earnings, and hopefully we can make some money. So if you make some money this week, definitely come back on this post and say, hey, I followed Chaz. We went over earnings. I made some money. If you take any other tips, definitely let me know. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just my perspective and how I have my outlook on earnings. But this has been fun, guys. I know the chat is delayed. Again, if you've enjoyed these, drop some fire emojis in there. If you got questions, drop them in the chat. If there's another ticker you want to go over, drop it. If you want to come up, have top of the conversation or ask me questions, use that StreamYard. And other than that, we're gonna call it a day. So I'll let this catch the stream catch up with any other comments that you guys might have. Oh, and let me tell you guys, shout out to the Discord community. Pastor Pastor Antonio Eubanks. I posted this inside of my Discord too, and Pastor just sent me a message and was just like, "Hey, Charles, I just shot you the 100. Donate that and give it to somebody who needs it with the one-on-one with you." And so I was just really appreciative. I've only been teaching in this community for about 5 years. So I consider myself still to be a newbie. I know a lot and I've learned a lot, but to have that type of support from your community, even from Court has seen me come from being a student and to a peer to now a business partner, and to still have that support is very phenomenal. In a lot of communities, you see a lot of competition, but in our community, we don't have that. There's really a lot of camaraderie when it comes to trading, and I just totally appreciate that. When it comes to what we do, you'll see a lot of internet beef. You'll see a lot of trader beef. Different traders going at it. Oh, I'll beat you, or we can go head to head. And for us, it's just like iron sharpening irons. If you saw that post before, with Court. It's iron sharpening iron. We were inside the Discord calling, looking at the same trade, calling them almost to the exact T. And I was watching the trade, and he had to go into a meeting, and I was still, hey, we're in that trade. Hey, don't panic. Let's get out. And clients were able to still pull off and make money. So again, having a team, having a group community, is just essential for when it comes to trading the market, because you can't read everything, you can't learn everything. Like stuff, so much stuff comes out. So it's good to have a community and a base that supports you. Um, and able to thrive together. So again, as he had to hop off to a meeting, I was still able to carry the group, and we had a good 100% trade. There is the link. There is a monthly. We have a monthly, a yearly, and a lifetime. And the code is Dr. Trash after you put that through. So let me show you guys what you would do. You're going to come over to the mobile stock group. It's going to have you decide which program. We have multiple options here. So whichever one you pick, whatever fits your budget. I'm just going to be honest with you. Doing the yearly or the lifetime is going to be your best. You can get 50% off that 1 month, or you can get 50% off that year using my code. Now, I'm not going to tell you that code going to be up forever, so you might want to take advantage of it, but you can get 50% off of 1 month, or take this, what's that, times 0.5, and have the year paid up for 479. 479 versus you paying 150 times 12 months. Now you're paying 1,800, or you could pay. I think I said it wrong. My dyslexia is 749 for the yearly. Or just say you don't want to pay anymore. Do the lifetime in 3K and you're done paying. You do this 3K, use your debit or credit card, boom, paid it off. We call plays every day. If y'all want a little sneak peek inside of Discord and what these channels look like, and it looks like it can be overwhelming, but we have a guide that show you how to get by, how to navigate. We do Sunday. We're gonna have a Sunday sentiment call tonight. So if you join tonight, you can be on that call with us, because we're going to be preparing for the week. I kind of did a lot of the work for whoever's going to run the call tonight by going through these. But everybody posts their trades. Here's Kendra call outs. We tag which analyst you're following. Money's being made. Multiple clients are in here. Here's Quartz trades, and this is dated back. I think I hadn't looked at a lot of these wins in a minute, but you're getting multiple signals. We educate. You got Court, you got Kendra, you got Hannah, got Skyzone if you're into swing trades. Skyzone's big on the swing trade. You got Top Hat. He gives you the features and options. Sentiment. We got the Ronin report. Um, Different analysts. Again, I don't have a signals channel because I'm mostly out. I'll be breaking down the calls and stuff like that, and I kind of lean more into the education side. But here's one right here. I was like, Nike was back on my list, and this Nike, when I called this Nike trade, it was like $40. It's been on my watch list. Went $40 back up to 75. Yeah, back up to 75. Got Donovan. If you're spiritual, we do have Bible study throughout the week. Donovan's in here calling signals. And then again, Pastor, who I said was supporting me, we get trader psychology. So you're getting a lot. You're not just getting signals inside of here where somebody just running trade. You're getting a lot of education and a lot of value for just $150, or whichever one of those plans. So let's think about that. If you got, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we got 10 analysts. So even if you got um the monthly and you're doing 150, divided by 10, $15 per person, or and then you divide that by 30. So you paying like what, 50 cents a day for analysts, for 10 analysts a day. Like, you can't beat that. You just can't beat it. So again, if you want to get inside the Discord, again, we do have plays where we do have a setup in a video to walk you through how to understand Discord. We trade futures. We do have some people that trade Forex and crypto in there as well. So all the education, I guess I should show that too. We have resources. We have educational guides. You've got the 51st trades and the small account challenge where we're growing those accounts. But we also have crypto. If you're a little bit of degenerate like me, we do have let me see, where is it at? We have some sports betting in here. If you're growing your account, you're not quite there yet and still need money. I drop surveys all the time inside of here to help people build their accounts. I do have a survey replay video that is $30. Shows you how to apply for high paying surveys, and these are not your penny and $1 surveys. These are surveys that pay you. You can see this one. If you even if you get dismissed, they're gonna give you $200 if you were living in LA. And this one just passed. If you get picked, you get $375 for a day, and they're gonna feed you. Um, I get signed up for these multiple times. Another way to just build money for your account, or just pay for excess bills. So I'm always showing you guys ways to make money before you get into the market. Also, how to finesse. So again, here's the blueprint. Say you have no money, you get the survey replay, start doing those surveys, make some money, be able to fund your account, and then pay for the education. Once you have the education, now you can get into the Discord and you can get those signals, make life easy. If you're still in that 9 to 5 and you're not able to do all the research, you get the signals from us and you get the education. If you say, no, I want to make this a lifestyle thing, I do want to retire, I do want to be full time in trading, like most of us inside of Discord. Court is a full time trader. Kendra is. I am now, as of last April, full time trader and mentor. So let me pay for the education. We got multiple people to learn from, and it's not something where we're not a gang. It's not like you can't go to me and can't go learn from Ronan, or go to Kendra, or go to Court. Learn something, because we all teach a little bit different. But the end goal is still there. So I might like this style for Forex, or I might like this style for futures. I have clients that trade Forex and I teach options. They're still, because I know how to teach a chart, they understand how to trade. So once you have that, I turn my surveys into signals, my signals for Discord, my Discord into my education into mentorship, and you've made your own ecosystem around trading. So again, one-on-one mentorship, you can definitely buy those one-on-ones in bulk up to 10, and that'll be your mentorship. Um, thank you so much, for again, it's about feeding into y'all, not just making y'all, just copying trades. I want you guys to do it on your own, because at some point, me and Court are going to be like, hey, we just on the beach. We're not doing this anymore. We're not getting up and doing a signal. We want you guys to be able to fish for yourself. So we provide these opportunities. And since everybody was snowed in, I was like, this will be an opportunity for people to make some money or start learning. So I do a little discount, because most people are going to be locked in. I've done one-on-ones today. I did a couple one-on-ones yesterday. I got about 3 tomorrow. And I think I still have some room for ones tomorrow. Tuesday, I'm going to chill out. It's my wife's off day. So that's where me and her hang out and have fun. So, and we're probably still going to be icy out. So we're just going to chill. I wish I could catch these signals while I'm at work with ease. Y'all be killing it. Yeah. Again, however we can help you, DM if we need some help. How long do you set someone paper trade before funding and trading live account? That's going to be a kind of loaded question, because I have clients that come to me and they've done some background, and all they needed was a one-on-one with me, and they went straight on to trading because they knew how to use the system. Um, if you're brand new, it may take you a minute. I didn't really paper trade a lot, because I think it takes away from the emotional connection that comes to money. When you're trading paper trade, you're usually using like $100,000 account, and you're taking trades 50, 60K with multiple contracts. I say break it down, make your trading account $500, or the amount size that you're actually going to start with, so you take more realistic trades. You're not over trading. You're still following your rules. So it can vary per person, but it's once you get comfortable. Um, it's like riding a bike and taking training wheels off. Everybody's not going to take the training wheels off at the same time, even though they all started to learn how to ride. You may have to take one wheel off at the time, and then you give it a go. So it really can vary per person. But once you have your strategy down, and I would say you've seen a month or two of consistency, then you should be able to get off those training wheels and trade in your live account. But I won't say, hey, you need to wait 2 months to trade, because you don't have to. Any other questions, guys? What else y'all got? Y'all got me. Hey, we're 4 o'clock. We've been on an hour and 25 minutes. I smell bacon in my kitchen, so yeah, I'm about to go have brunch or something. So y'all got about 5 more minutes. I'll let the chat come up because I know it's a little delayed, and then we're gonna get on up out of here. If I should do this for every earnings week or the next coming earnings week, drop some nines in the comments. Drop some nines or some hearts and let me know y'all enjoyed this. Bring those questions again. Let me know. I'm gonna hit the invite the guests up again. If nobody comes, we're gonna wrap this up. Give y'all back y'all Sunday time. Y'all can enjoy whatever's on, football or whatever. I appreciate everybody for tapping in with me again. These are a little bit longer episode, but we did go through a lot of tickers. If you're just catching a replay, definitely drop replay in the chat. How you late again? You gotta do better. Are you subscribed? Make sure you're subscribed so you're getting the notifications for when I come on. February, I will have a set schedule to go live. I will have, make sure you subscribe and get your people on here, because Court and Kendra will be on the show here soon. So we will be doing a live trading session. You're gonna have a trifecta of three of the top trading, traders out here on live. So y'all definitely have. It might be something exclusive. I might keep that for a Zoom, but yeah, we plan to bring them on live. So definitely make sure you have your alerts and notifications on for the channel. Again, the growth. If you enjoyed this, share this channel with somebody else. My goal is to get this channel up as big as possible. We're at 600. The goal is to hit 1,000 and then 3K subs. I'm trying to get there, and I'm sure we will. And I want to stop saying try. We are going to get there. So invite your friends and family to follow. Have your kids watch it. I try to keep this as simple and not go over people's head. So even younger people or new beginner traders can still tap in and take advantage of this. So make sure you share the channel, you like it, come back and comment. Yeah, let's keep it going. You can drop on the community wall post of any companies you want me to take a look at. I definitely want y'all to start utilizing that post wall. And I don't see it that often. My girl Erica Williams, I'm always over there. So come with the trade with Doc Trash. Come to the channel, and then come to the post. You guys can post here when you've missed me and I haven't been here, or you got questions about stuff that you want me to take a look at, and we might not have connected already. Come make a post, put a question up, put your trade up, and say, "Hey, Chaz, what do you think about it?" I'll feel free to do it right here. Now, don't email me talking about what's your trade. Do that here. Don't flood my inbox that unless you're one of my clients. But if you got trade questions, come on here and post it on the wall. I'll be glad to answer them. I went over this trade. If you missed it, the last episode, I went over how I turned this trade. $16, and again, a lot of people had a little bit of they thought I was joking. They thought this was a paper trade. I'm like, nah, here go the contract. It's minus $16. This is over 1,000% trade. This was called inside of Discord. So if you bought a month, just the monthly Discord, this one contract would have paid for your Discord that month. This one contract, this is one day of trading, not a whole month. This is one day of trading inside the Discord. If you just took this one contract with me, now imagine had you taken 10, you would have turned $160 into 165. I mean $1,650. So we have a lot of value in there. Thank you, champ. Thank you guys for showing up again. I appreciate y'all. Just want to continue to add value so y'all can show y'all support by liking, sharing, and inviting more people. I greatly appreciate it. But if there's nothing else, guys, we're gonna get up out of here. I hope this was valuable. Watch it as many times as you want to get it, because this is how you get good at swing trading and trading earnings, is by putting in the work, getting in those charts, putting the chart time in. So I appreciate you guys. This has been fun, and I'll probably catch you guys Tuesday. I know I won't probably be on Monday unless it's probably for earnings. But thank you guys. Peace and blessings. Stay safe, stay warm, stay hydrated. If you're in those inclement weather areas, don't try to get out. Don't do anything crazy unless you got an ATV. Have fun with those, but stay safe, stay warm, and I probably catch you guys, like I said, probably Power Hour or Tuesday. Have a good one.